Well, this week this week that Louis got top 10, I had a really bad week. But the same week, I had a really good week for sales. So I was a week behind. So I made top recruiter.
And that's the thing. That's the good thing about the company that we have is that, it pays out weekly. So
we are live, just so you know.
Yeah, no, this is good talk. So I'll take my moment of fame and write it.
Well, and I was sad, because Louis showed up on the list and I wasn't there. But that was the week that I tried that easy traffic for me or for you or whatever it was called, and I got nothing. I mean, that was the worst expensive traffic I ever used in my whole life. So, very interesting.
Did you get any signups with that one?
Oh, tons and tons of signups.
Right.
Tons. But nobody even clicked on a link. So, I mean, it's some kind of smart bots or some kind of some people will use like live people to go sign up. Like a lot of Fivers have like a list of people that will go sign up for YouTube channels and stuff. So it seems to be what that is. But I'll tell you, the parent company for that traffic is really big. So it surprises me. I was really excited when I saw who the parent company was. And, I got to get this onto the web page.
I'm looking for it.
Louis is quiet because he knows we're supposed to be live by now. I got the wrong link. Is that going to work? It might work. It looks like it's going to work. All right. So we are live. Let me leave a note to...
Oh, yeah, it's going to refresh it.
Yeah, leave a note down there for everybody to comment. Refresh. I mean, it won't say it. Refresh and comment. All right, everybody. We are live on Thursday night. This is Greg. Greg is brand new to the system, and my business partner, Louis, down there, who was top 10 earner last week. So we've been... And I took number one recruiter for the week, so I was pretty excited about that. And we wanted to come on here tonight, and of course we're going to go through some of this stuff for how to get 30-minute workday working for you. So we'll blitz through that a little bit, and then we're going to cover some tips on consistency, and we're going to do some in-depth testing stuff. For you guys that don't know, maybe Robin will show up. She said thanks for the lead, or thanks for the link. So maybe she'll be here. She usually shows up right on time for a military person. Robin, I don't know. She's missing part of it. Anyways, so my name is Jim Hall. I've been doing marketing online since around 2000. I've done a lot of internet stuff even before 2000. I've started doing business on MLMs and stuff like that way back when I was a kid. So my background is pretty big. I've had a $25,000 month in my career online, and I made about $500,000 with my own business. It wasn't an opportunity. It was something that I actually designed, and we shipped a product out. So that's my background, and so we're really excited about 30-minute workday because of how simple it is for somebody new to get started. And Louis, about right at 90 days ago, came onto our little mastermind and said, "Hey, I got a sale." And I was like, "Hey, what, this guy got a sale?" And I was like, I got to check this out. What's going on? So he hadn't really talked, I don't think, at all on the Monday Night Mastermind. And I was like, well, I don't even know who Louis is. So if Louis got a sale, and I hadn't had a sale at that point, I was like, I gotta find out what Louis doing. So we became real good friends. And found out Louis was in the military like I was. And so we've just connected a lot. We've done a lot of similar jobs together, and we talk a lot about building stuff and all kinds of stuff every day now. So we've become real good friends, business partners, like gym partners, I kind of call it, where we're not connected financially in any way. But we do this together, and we've been doing this now for, I guess we've been doing this Thursday night thing almost the whole 90 days. So And we've done it every single Thursday with consistency, and it's really come through our marketing. So I don't want to go on too much longer. I'll give Louis a chance to talk, and then Greg can introduce himself and tell us a little about him as well.
All right. All right. So, hey, thank you everyone for showing up and, and watching our videos, and hopefully you're getting good value out of it. Jim says I'm Louis Jolly, and he's absolutely right. You know, when he says, you know, that guy, right? I always look at somebody else, look at maybe where they're at, where they've been, and say, well, if they can do it, I can do it. And I've been in the Home Business Academy for quite a while, and we'll talk more about that shortly. And all of a sudden, one of them shows us this 30-minute workday, and so I said, "Hey, what was that again?" And he sent me the link, and it was putting all the pieces together, as we're going to show you tonight, as we do every Thursday night. Just to give you a preview of what it is, where it made sense, makes so much sense that I started making a sale, and then the next Monday night on the mastermind, and we have a private Facebook group, you know, I'm jumping up and down, right? Because I've never made an affiliate marketing sale online before. And this week, or this right about this time, is about the 90-day mark, where you really start seeing the breakthroughs if you stick with it. It was really exciting last night on Amy Allen's Power Hour. Nick, the creator of the 30-minute workday, gave a shout out and actually called me the poster child, from where you take it, you know, from my first testimonial of no sales to being in the top 10 in 90 days. And, you know, there's reasons for that too, but I mean, because it's a weekly payout, and I just had a really, you know, really good week, and I'll take it. And all those things are encouraging. So I'm going to spare you my whole background, but let's just say that this is the first time I've made money by affiliate marketing. And let's leave it at that, and just say that if I can do it, if that guy can do it, anyone can do this. And we're all here on this journey to make it on our own. So thanks, Jim, for the shout out, and let's have a nice Thursday night live here.
For sure, for sure. So I did mention Greg is brand new. I haven't heard Greg's story too much yet, but I want to give him a chance to come out and kind of give it from a different perspective of hasn't made a sale yet, but just setting up the system and how it is. So take it away, Greg.
Yeah, for me, I found the 30-minute workday because I got furloughed from my job because of COVID-19. And then I was sitting at home one day thinking about, you know, what can I do now kind of thing. And I certainly had plenty of time. I came across the 30-minute workday. You know, I Googled work from home or whatever, and it came up. After checking many other things, and I checked out 30-minute workday, and right away, there was something about it that I just knew. That's it. The more I looked into it, then I joined. I read Nick's book, which was amazing. It was great seeing Nick last night on Amy's broadcast too, by the way. That was exciting. But from there, you know, it just took me a while to comprehend everything for me, because I've never done anything quite like this before, you know, with, you know, all the different aspects and putting it together. But I've had a lot of help from the group, you know, and Jim, of course, has been immensely helpful. But then it just came together, you know, and for me, it was just getting all the pieces together. And once I worked through it, it just became second nature, you know. So I didn't have all those questions, because I started to understand everything and it just made sense. It's a very simple system. It really is, just like they say it is. But it's just a matter of, I think I was making it harder than I really had to, you know. And I asked all the questions about every little detail, you know. But and that's where I'm at now, basically, you know. One of the things I love about the 30-minute workday that makes it stand out from other things I've looked at years ago was the fact of the community itself, you know, and where they place. I mean, there's just so much love in the community and help, you know, whenever you want it, whenever you need it. Everybody's more than welcome. They have a big heart. They want to help. And that's really how I figured it all out, by talking to people, you know, Some of the questions I'd ask it, I look back at it now and I'm like, that's kind of a stupid question, but you know, what can I say? I've asked a few stupid questions, but in the end, I know they were really stupid. But I had to work through a lot, and I got it together basically, and I'm just excited to be here. Really, that's about it.
It's pretty crazy, right? If you look through the live messenger like you're talking about, you'll see I'm lost, read the book, watch the videos. I'm lost, read the book, watch the videos.
Right.
Lost. Like, and then when you just read the book and watch the videos, it's all cleared up, and it does, I mean,
Exactly. Yeah.
you know.
Yep.
So
Yep.
it is pretty crazy, and I know a lot of times I'll say I know it sounds like a broken record, but just you got to start somewhere. You can't just get help from the very beginning. You just got to look at the beginning steps and start taking them. And even the steps right here behind me, I mean, those are the steps, you know. So it's not much to it. I was talking to Jeff Abramson today. He's probably on the chat down below this video right now. Let me check the chat real quick. And he was saying, you know, that a lot of people say that the system is really challenging. And I was like, yeah, but that's because they're just coming into the chat. They're not actually going through the system, you know. So every week, that's what we kind of do is drive people back to the system so that they can see how easy the steps are. And yeah, I've been doing this, like I say, for 20 years. And the first time I built a website, I was up 36 hours straight just doing code to get one single page working. And, you know, this is literally a couple of clicks and it's done. I mean, 2 or 3 button clicks and your web page is up and running. So it's so much different. And so when I see people that, like, there was one in the chat today that just kept going on and on, I need help. And I was like, just listen, just go to the beginning. And so finally I couldn't do it anymore. Go ahead, Louis.
Well, you know, I don't spend a lot of time in there, but because of the shout outs and stuff, I was on there a little bit today and didn't shut it off. And I saw somebody that was in there and it's like, oh my word. I'm glad Jim has so much pay. Everybody in the community has so much. You know, it's like, I don't know what some people have been told about how to make money on the internet, that it just falls out of the sky. But, you know, this is a community and we're going to help one another. But man, the patience that even Robin was in, everybody was in there trying to coach through. And it's like, it all comes on. Like I said, for me, it's slow learner. It's like, oh my word, why didn't I see this before? It's about reading the book, going through the steps. And then when you get to the step, and you're stuck, all right, then you go to the chat and you say, hey, I'm doing this and I'm having an issue. And you'll get pounded on with help. I mean, help from all angles because you're taking that action. Anyway.
Right. Once you have a specific question, we can actually help you. But if we can't just help you run a business, I mean, it's a little too broad. How's it going, Robin? I was wondering if you were froze there, but then I saw you blink, so I knew that you were
not frozen. Knock on wood. I'm good. I totally agree with you guys. I just think it just takes, you know, discipline with going through the information, treating it like a real business. I'm even still working on this. So I'm talking to people, but I'm still working on certain things, like showing up on time, you know, like, but treating this like a real business. And when I guess we'll get into it later, but if you know you're going to be investing your money in the products, you know, you're going to be investing your money in traffic, why wouldn't you test the system, right? To ensure, not understand what people are going through, because I went through it. I spent $500 on my first ad years ago when I just first heard about AdWords and stuff like that, and never got any leads, sales. I didn't even know what a lead was at this time. So I never got any sales, and I was trying to figure out what happened after I saw the charge for $500. And it was because, well, one of the reasons was because it was getting sent to a broken link. Okay. So I sent the wrong link or something like that, and or it wasn't working anymore. I don't even remember what I was promoting, but you got to treat this whole process like a business from the beginning to like following the instructions, you know, asking questions, tests, especially for the newbies. If you're brand new, you know, you never did this anything, you know, you never did this before, and you have all of these people with all of the experience here. Just ask a question, like Louis said, you know, you get stuck, ask a question. Don't be afraid to ask, you know, and we'll give you that answer. Nothing in this system and this process you should be stuck on like for forever. Like there's an answer to everything. So if you get frustrated, just know that either you need to rewatch the videos or ask questions if you get stuck.
Right. I was a helicopter mechanic. I was a Apache helicopter, attack helicopter mechanic in the Army. And I think since then, I learned you have to follow the directions, right?
You probably have a checklist.
Even in a $30 million helicopter, we had to go to the instruction book for every single step of everything that we did, every time we did it, no matter how many times we did it. The technical inspector would come out and he would look and say, "Where's the book?" "Well, I know how to do this. I've done it 20 times. "Yeah, but how do you know it hasn't changed since last time? You know, you're not allowed to memorize torques and stuff like that because they change. They find new ways and things have broke or whatever. So since then, I've really become the type of person that follows the directions. Even though I've been doing marketing online for 20 years, you know, I came in and I followed the directions step by step, and I learned how to do. And we built a whole entire membership site. I'd already used the funnel builder a lot, and I still follow the directions because you got somebody else building your pages for you. You need to know what they've done. You need to know how did they connect stuff. There's one of the funnel builder pages that connects a little funny, especially through the mobile device. So if you didn't watch the video, you lose leads, you know, testing or not. It's one of those little small things that you'd miss because it's not typical, you know, so you got to follow the directions. And it's something else too that Jeff Abramson said today on our phone chat, on our video chat, was when he said it was complicated. Well, I told him, I said, I managed a McDonald's not too long ago, and I found out that even after you spend $1 million to buy a McDonald's, as an owner, if you don't meet the criteria of what a McDonald's expects your store to do, they'll fire you. The company will, as manager of the store. And I was like, how you own it? How can they fire you? But they removed the owner as the general manager because he wasn't making the sales that he was supposed to. So even in that, you have to follow the directions. You have to learn how the system works. And so this is the same thing here. I'm going to go ahead and do a little work here. If Louis, you want to grab it and talk for a minute.
Oh, he's grabbing something.
Or Robin.
Anybody who wants to grab it, I don't care.
No, I am still, reeling from last night as, we, as new marketers, teaming up with Jim and other people, and to have the shout out from Nick, and then later on from Paul, who, hopefully those that are watching, that's Paul and Mike are the founders of the Home Business Academy that created the funnel builder for us, and also has the HVA Premium in the background. I mean, it's not something we go into on these calls. We really like to focus on getting started on stuff, but there are other things that these principle-centered leadership, is what we have here. It's rare in this community, in this environment. Nick brought that out, that all the people that he's dealt with that just want to create a product, make their money, and they're gone in 90 days, and everybody's kind of left doing nothing. Where now that isn't the case here. Now we built a community that's supporting one another, and is going to just live and get bigger and bigger. When you take a free product, I said this in a comment to him in the forum, a free product that literally can make millions of dollars. everybody that's in there, this company with 30-minute workday became into existence about a little over 90 days ago. And now we're up to what, 20,000 members? And everyone that's making sales, how much is that from a free book? It doesn't matter that I didn't make that amount all by myself yet. It's the fact that that free book has generated literally hundreds of thousands of dollars in sales and income for people from the knowledge that was transferred into that book. And that's why we say it's so important when you get into the back office to read the book. And now he presented the EverWealth last night, and it's he's changed some things up in the back office that really need to go through. This is real. It's about belief. Like I said, I've been here for a couple of years, and it took me that long to get my belief up enough, and also the stresses in my work life to drive me to want to change, to take action. And that's why I'm here. And it's working for me. And now I want to share it with the world. It was one more little thing there, and I know Jim will be taking off here, is that years and years ago, we lost a job and we lost a home. We didn't have a whole lot of debt, but from that adversity and difficulty, I created some software and started doing seminars. From the adversity of COVID, the adversity of just stress from the job situation, it's now driven me here. And I see this in my eyes, I was like this before. Now, as you start to see out here and further, it's like, all right, get out of my way. Let me help as many people as I can along this way. It's like, come look at this, because this is real. This is life changing. And I'm glad that you guys are here tonight watching and to be a part of this.
Well, and that's interesting the way you said that too, because Jeff was talking, I talked about Jeff a couple of times already today, but we talked for a while today about the 30-minute workday, and he said he wasn't really comfortable sharing it with other people, because I think mostly what he was saying was he doesn't believe in it. And I found it very weird, because everybody else that I've talked to really believes in it a lot. It's really brought a lot of change. And I've talked about this a few times. I wrote down in my notebook that I was going to create a system or find a system about a year ago. And then as things just went along, I like Louis said, I opened up a path to that to happen. And I do feel like I invent stuff pretty easily just by thinking about it, and then I'll find it, and somebody said, I don't remember, it might have been Robin that said she was inventing it too. I was watching her video today. She was inventing it, and she said, but I couldn't have done it this well. So, so it was interesting, that it really is all about belief. If you believe in it, if you believe in anything, it can happen for you. If you don't believe long enough, then you don't quite reach those breakthroughs, that 90-day breakthroughs like Louis was talking about. And Louis talked about the book, and I'm going to pull it up here in a minute, but I wanted to just show you the books I've been reading. I spent $117 on these books, and they're really good. They are a little more in depth than our free book, a little more in depth, not a lot. But our book is free, and it tells you all the basic knowledge of this to get you going. I still recommend these because they are deeper. This person has made $37 million selling a very similar product to what we sell through the 30-minute workday. So all that being said, let's get started into some meat and potatoes here. Anybody else have anything they want to say real quick before we do some technical stuff?
Meat and potatoes. Let's
do it. All right. So we're in the 30-minute workday, and don't yell at me yet.
Got 5 seconds.
I'm sharing. Okay. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. This is what this is about for us on Thursdays. Have a good time. These are my buddies, So
Robin, I'll let you take the lead on that one tonight.
Beat me up for not sharing.
Yeah,
That's nice,
that's what
Louis.
we're doing here, folks. We're keeping Jim in mind now.
Okay, so this is the 30-minute back office, and it has made some changes lately. We're moving into this work less, live more lifestyle of the 30-minute workday, which I really think is a neat concept. And what I like to show in here, we've talked a little bit about the chat. I thought that was really cool that Greg brought the chat up, because it really is a lot of the essence of the system. And it's right in the dashboard. It's the very first startup to get going. Now, what happens a lot of time, I think, is people get in here, they get connected, and they forget that there was a whole system involved. So they're in the chat and they don't know where their money's at, is what I see a lot. Is like, oh, I signed up for the chat. How come, how do I get paid? Like, but this is a business. It's a little different than just getting paid. Not much different. It goes pretty quick. So you come in here and you get on the chat, and I'll go ahead and pull the chat up over here. I've got 9 messages on the chat. I don't like to let it get that far up. So, and then on the chat, this is where I've met Greg. Greg, just like Louie and Robin, is not on my team. I'm not financially connected to Greg. I just like helping people. So I help people as much as I possibly can. I show up everywhere I can, and the chat's a really good place to do that. I have a lot of experience, and I tend to help people quicker because of my experience. So I like to come on here and help people out. And what happens in the chat is you'll see a lot of people are commenting. People will ask questions like we've talked about a lot already. People will drop in their emojis. People will drop in that they've done good sales. I saw one today that said they made their first sale already. Somebody dropped in here their mind map of the book. And we'll show you the book in a few minutes. And so the chat is really important because it ties you into the community. It's how we all have developed friendships, is between the chat and, of course, our Monday Night Mastermind. But so the chat is really important, I think. And this is what I tell all of my people first thing. See, and here you can see where I showed somebody, look, go here. This is where you get your traffic. So I can drop pictures in here and show everybody, go to phase 1. And what not to do. Somebody spammed in there today and they almost got removed. So I tell all of my signups, very first thing, go to the chat. If you're in the chat every day, you'll start to get seen and you'll start to get help. And you'll start, not only that, as you start putting your people in, they'll know they can find you here in the chat. So I think the chat is super important. So that's step 1 of starting your system. And everybody seems to get that step, which is good. But then they don't remember that there's a whole system here. And the system is constantly changing, which I think is really cool. There's phase 1 with the Everwealth formula now, which is mostly a video of the book. I mean, it's an hour of Nick kind of reading the book and doing slides of the book. So it's not like it's new information, but it's a little different format for it. And you go through it this way and you get to see it a little different, which is kind of cool. And then you can just step through if you want to get your 7-figure funnel, right? Because you want to start making money. Then this takes you to starting to personalize your system, and you put in your information here. And then you go to the next step. And on every step, watch the video, watch the instructions, read everything on the page, find out what it is that this thing does. Give your members a handshake by personalizing your membership. So this puts your little picture inside of the back office, like you saw Paul's picture here. This is who I initially found this through. And so I've joined up under Paul, and Paul's right here, and I can push this button and contact Paul. At this point, obviously, I have him on a lot of different ways. Paul actually messaged me today on some of my copy that I wrote yesterday about, if you join me, how I'll take care of you. And he thought that was pretty good copy. And I was like, well, it was, but I stole it from a show. And I said, but I did recognize it was good. It was good copy. So me and Paul talked quite a bit, and he's the co-founder of the first income source inside of the 30-minute workday. And so after you personalize your system, you get your income tools. And this is all it is. You go step by step, right? And this will tell you exactly how to get the tools you need, get the 2 tools you need to build a 7-figure funnel online. any funnel, doesn't matter what it is. The same tools my wife Christy uses to build her baking membership site. The same tools the book talks about doing a dog product, about doing any kind of product. You're going to use these same exact tools. It's just like having a drive-through at McDonald's. Without these tools, without the mic at the drive-through and the menu out there, McDonald's doesn't work near as well. Even that changes a lot, you know. So that's what these tools are. So you go through that way. You come here. Sorry, it's changed since last week. So I have to reread stuff. It's a good example of what I was talking about reading the book for the helicopter. There's another video. Big notice says do not skip ahead, because there was a few holes in the system. So Nick is trying to fill those holes in so that it works better for everybody. And then activate income step number 1. Make it 25.
I think it's working. I mean, I think there's less questions. You know, you get a few of them asking where the money is, but I had a person sign up. I haven't talked to them yet, even emailed them personally yet, but they came in on Monday, got the funnel builder, and then came over here and followed these steps, and then yesterday got the premium. I haven't even spoken to him yet. It was 11 o'clock last night. I'm seeing hot diggity dog in my sleep. You know, if for those that are new here, hot diggity dog is when you make a sale, you get an email that says hot diggity dog. You just made a sale, and it's a very exciting time to. I didn't get up and dance or anything like Jim does, but
we danced. I was
pretty excited. But just by following those steps, you know, that's all what it's about. It's that simple. Follow the steps, and you'll be off and running. Sorry, Jim.
That's okay. I even have my email hooked up to the Disney.
If you're going to share screen again,
I'm not yet. I have my email set up so that when I get a hot diggity dog sale, it starts playing Disney hot diggity dog, and we're dancing around. So it's cool. It's a celebration. I mean, we're doing business. We're making a couple sales a day, and that's all it takes. You know, I was telling Jeff again today, I said, it only takes 8 people doing this to make $1,000 a month. Like Louis said, he's got $120 a month coming in from somebody he's not even talked to. You imagine that in your MLM business, you'd run around the whole world to make $120 a month talking to people. You're dressed in a suit, you're going to the mall, you're walking from store to store, handing out business cards to everybody you see. And if you made $120 a month, it would be a miracle. And here, Louis not even talked to the person. Not, you know, they talked a lot last night about, is it too good to be true? But, you know, you can have your cake and eat it too, right? There are some things that are good. Cake is good, eat it, right? And that's basically what we have here. It's not like it's nothing. You have to do the work. You have to do the consistent work.
You know, Jim, what I think it is that people, and this is the way I was. I had a single mom with 4 kids. She worked 2-3 jobs, and we were taught to work hard, and easy money didn't seem right. And just because you're creating something and providing value out there, it's you deserve to be paid for that and be compensated for that. And it's getting that belief and that mindset around. A lot of people are blocked because they just don't really, will I really make money? You know, it's like, stick with it. I'm gonna encourage Greg right now and anybody that's watching, even if you're not being involved with the call, stick with it, listen. I'm not able to get on. They have a daily mastermind every morning, not mastermind. I can't think of the name of it. I'm not able because of my job to get on that and be part of it. But if you are, man, listen into it, be encouraged, because the more you're around it, the more it's going to influence you. And eventually you're going to get to a vibration where it's going to click and move you in the right direction.
Yeah, and it's a mindset mastermind. The morning call is, and so we plug into that every day. And Danette on my team has plugged into that, and she said she really enjoys it. It's really changed her vibration, like you're talking about. So it's gotten her upbeat in the last week or so that she's been coming on and listening. And there's always a different speaker, and there's a bunch of different people that come out and say stuff that just the same thing. They're all helping. They're all part of this community. Some of them are not directly related to 30-Minute Workday, but they're in this community. So we are a little sidetracked. I'm not exactly sure where we're at, but that's okay. That's the way we work. It's Thursday night. We're hanging out, you know. I did want to say something else about McDonald's that came to my mind. Jim Rohn. Jim Rohn says that's not all they pay. The company doesn't only pay you minimum wage, right? They pay all kinds of amounts. If you make the company $1 billion, will they give you a few million? He says, of course. It's chicken feed. You know, if you've made a few billion for the company, certainly they'll pay you a few million for it. So there's always a way to make more money, even in your job. But in this, these products pay us 80% commissions because Mike and Paul have developed it that way so that we can make money fast and we can make $120 a month without even talking to somebody, you know? So the system is put together that way and it works really well. Let me go ahead and share the screen so we can get through a little more of this because I do want to do some live testing tonight. Where did I go? There I am. Okay. So we'll go back over here. We were on Activate Income. And so this will show you how to set up how to make your $20 a month per customer. And a lot of people, you know, maybe that's not a lot, but that only takes 400 of those to make $100,000 a year. And it only takes, like Louis said, if you get somebody that comes in and buys 2 products, it only takes 8 of those a month to make $1,000 a month. And $1,000 changes most people's lives. I mean, a whole lot of people could quit their jobs with just an extra $1,000 because if you could stay home and you didn't have an extra car payment and you didn't have childcare, $1,000 will cover a lot of stuff. So right there, you could be free. And then there's our second source is our Automagic machine that sends out our emails for us. I send out 5,000 emails just a few minutes before this call just by using this system to remind people to come here 15 minutes before it starts. And that costs me $15 a month and it pays $5 a month per account. So that's part of it. And that's, if you got an email from Nick today, he was talking about making $103,000 in 10 months or something. That was just using that system. Oops, there's the hot diggity dogs. I'll close those down because, so that's this. And these are the tools that you're going to use in any business. You need these tools no matter what business you're using. You have to be able to follow up with your customers. And then, so how to make over 30 times more money talks about maximizing your results, getting the second product. That's how people come through and get the second product and the third product.
Can I butt in real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
On this here, we're going to get back into kind of, well, we're supposed to be talking about consistency and everything like that, but treating it as a business. I do know, like, you know, it's you could have stayed there, sorry.
That's okay.
But a lot of people do complain about the money getting started. It is an issue for a lot of people. I do believe, you know, if you can do it, definitely get that product, the premium, because that's going to allow you, once you make that income, that commission, it's $100, it's going to allow you to put it back into your business. You know, like if you do need an extra $20, $30, you can take that off, but you want to put that money back into the business, and that'll be a faster way to ramp up things in your business. So don't wait till it's too late and you lost commissions is what I'm getting at.
Yeah. You don't want to lose commissions. You have to own the HBA products in order to make commissions on them. That's how our comp plan works, is you have to own the product to make commissions on it. But it only takes...
We call that the Freedom Pack. And that's how I was able to get the top 10 from Freedom Pack purchases. So that, that adds up fast. That was good. I'm not only own the freedom, the financial part of that. If you've been in business at all for yourself for a while, there is so much knowledge in there on taxation. And nobody likes to talk about taxation, but as a personal business owner, that module in there is worth thousands. It's absolutely phenomenal. I own one apartment building that I'm adding another apartment to right now, and in the financial in that final part, it talks about how to own owning apartments or rental units, or if you want to get into the used car business, or there's so much stuff there that is valuable, that kind of hits on the top things that people are looking for as far as a product goes. But anyway, again, we digress. But it's just so exciting to talk about.
It is. It's very exciting. And Robin was talking about the premium product that's $100 a month. I've made, just off of one of the videos inside of that product, I've made about $1,500 in leads. Now, I didn't actually make the money, but I've gotten free leads, about $1,500 worth, by following just one of the videos in there. And there's probably 50 videos in there. There's 15 videos on YouTube in there, on how to set up a YouTube channel, how to get traffic to your YouTube channel, what to do and what not to do on a YouTube channel. So, I mean, just a couple of modules, and it very easily pays for itself. To me, the Monday Night Mastermind, I'd pay $100 a month just for that, after doing it for a while and hanging out with everybody there and learning the tips for that. So, so that in itself is that valuable to me. Let's go back to Sharon, and we'll step through to the next step. I think the next step will bring us over to, that brings you right to sign up. Now, here's another spot that might be getting people stuck. We got to go back here to set up your capture page. So there are still a few holes in the step through process, but it's simple. You come right down through this list. If you get stuck, start back at the list. And I tell a lot of people too, if you get stuck for real, go to the book, start reading the book in phase 2. Because anytime you feel like you've lost the understanding of it, the book will fill in those bits and pieces for you. So the book is very powerful. We've talked about it some, but we hadn't quite shown you where it's at yet. It's right here in phase 2, and it covers everything that you need for any business online. And really, I think all of these are the same for offline as well. They're just a little technically different, but online or offline, they're the same. So this video will show you how to set up your capture page, and it's just a couple of clicks, and I'm going to head over to that in just a moment. And then another capture page video, and another capture page video, and you just watch all these videos, and they'll step you step by step through exactly what to do. And there's just a couple of clicks to do it. There's more clicking in here than there is in actually setting it up. And then here's the big part of the system, is the push button traffic. And this is basically advertising. If you bought a McDonald's says you must advertise. You must. They don't want any failing stores in their business, even though you own it. They're not going to allow you to fail. So that's the same thing this is. This prevents you from failing inside of our system. It's push button traffic. It's not skilled traffic. You push the button, you give them your capture page, and that's it. You're done. You spend money to make money. And then the book talks a lot about, you set a budget for every week of how much traffic, how much advertising you're going to do. And then instead of buying a TV when you make your $500 commission, you put that $500 commission back into your business so that you can grow faster. And I hear a lot of people say they can do free ads and stuff like that, but you can't scale free ads near as easy because it's all work related. So you end up being stuck in the work. So the push button traffic is a vital part of the system. And I believe that that's part of the consistency. If you do that every single week, you have fresh people that come into your system every single week. Even Greg said he bought leads and they're still coming in. Whereas if you had to go from house to house or to the mall to talk to people, when you stop going to the mall, you stop having people to talk to. With our system, they're coming in every day. You can spend as much or as little time, like Louis. Apparently, he's afraid to call his people.
I figured I'd call him tomorrow, but some of you guys know that my son Michael's doing this business, and he created a site Profit with Jolly, and he started to work at McDonald's because right before the COVID thing hit, and because we were all locking down, no, and pulled him out of there. And now, he wants to buy a truck. He wants to do all this stuff. He's 16. So I show him this. He was apprehensive, but he was trying to sell. He did have some good luck with some other products, affiliate marketing that talked about income sources. And so now he needs money for traffic. So he goes off and he picks fiddleheads, because up here, during the spring up here in Vermont, right, you get the fiddlehead picking, and you can make a few dollars a pound. And he was going off doing all kinds of stuff to get the money to be able to push the button. His dad wasn't going to buy it for him. Now, I did this first, to get him going, but now it's all been all him. And I love seeing him come out of his bedroom saying, "Oh, did you make a sale?" I said, "No, I didn't make one last night." "Well, I did." And it's pretty exciting that 16 years old. I don't do anything. I mean, you should get on his email list. His emails are phenomenal, spot on. And it just means that anybody can do this, but you have to push the button. It is a critical part of it. That's putting your store, your product in front of the right people that are looking. You're providing them, an opportunity that they're looking for. Not all of them might look at your opportunity and say, "Yeah, okay, I'll fill it. I'll look at what this is." But at least you're giving yourself the largest chance. It's not like I'm going to open a store in the mall and hope that out of those people going by, enough of them are going to be interested in my store to even come into my store to even purchase. Where after all the outlay that you have to do to just have that store there. I'm going to just market to the people that are interested in this business. Now, we're talking about 30-minute workday because that is people wanting to own their own business. This is the most searched thing out on the internet. It's what people are looking for. So you're providing a service, but you have to push the button because you don't have the time to go find all those people. Let that service do that part. You work on your 30-minute email that you're going to communicate with your people when they come in. That comes down to some testing because Louis has been known to not test his emails and stuff. And so that can be a costly mistake when you just got all this traffic coming and then you find out afterwards that, oh, there was a break, and all it was, the test it was just to put my own email in there and to take that 2 seconds. So I know that's our focus tonight is on testing, but especially before you do hit the button to have them.
Before you hit the button.
We want to make sure that you know how to test. It sounds complicated, just the word test. Nobody likes test, but it's not complicated. It's very simple. And I think Jim is going to run away with it there.
Let's do it. So we're really through everything there is in the 30-minute workday as far as getting set up and making money. You go through and you watch the videos. And so we'll do a little bit of testing because we want to show you, and I want to start with this email that I got today. And I don't know if this guy comes to these lives or not, but I found this to be, I haven't had a chance to talk to him about it yet either. I have a few people that copy my emails, right? So he copied my email verbatim. literally left my name in it and left my links in it. So this is part of testing. Make sure that when you copy somebody's email, you change this stuff. You got to read through it. Take my phone number out of it and put your phone number in it, you know? And I'm not picking on him. I think most of this goes back to you don't know what you don't know, right? You got an email and you should be able to just copy it and throw it in here and send it out. And I applaud him, to be honest, because he did the work, right? But his work is only benefiting me at this point. And that's not going to help in the long run. That's not going to help me, right? I could just be like, hey, he's doing a good job. He's advertising for me. But if he don't make sales in those 90 days, he's probably not going to continue doing this. So that's why I watch everybody's emails and message them and tell them, even Louis. And when he has something wrong, I don't think twice about messaging Louis and saying, hey, what the heck is this, Louis?
Even me.
Now,
I appreciate it. Yeah.
I did message Danette the other day, and there was some email confusion, and I hurt her feelings a little bit, I believe, because I was like, hey, you got to fix this. And she said, hey, if I got to fix something, just tell me directly to fix it. But it was something that didn't necessarily have to be fixed. It would just work better a different way. So I didn't say change this because it wasn't broken. It just, there's a better way, in my opinion. So I told her, I said, if it's broke, I'll tell you, hey, fix this. If it's my idea, then there's not necessarily a reason to fix it. Maybe you saw it from a different vantage point than I did. So I don't like to directly say, hey, this is wrong, if it's just my opinion. But if it's like this is wrong because this is going to my stuff, you know, so he's losing his list to me this way. And we don't want anybody doing that. So that's one thing you want to look at. Make sure your links, and I even checked to see if maybe he had them, you know, coded to his stuff, but he didn't. He's got it coded to me and everything. So he didn't change the links at all.
So anybody on his list, if they go and they purchase after watching this, or even if they don't watch this, or they watch, because after this video is made, the great thing about this page is that down below we have the testimonials and stuff. So let's say somebody comes to the page and they don't, and they just scroll around, they never actually watch our video here and hear all the jokes and stuff we're talking about. But they do watch the testimonials and they get inspired and they go and buy the product. Well, that's going to go to Jim. That because if you don't test those links, I mean, like Jim said, there's no shame amongst marketers here, you know, especially on an email like, you know, sharing the Thursday night live stuff, to copy that and just use in this change, but you have to change the links. Now I've changed the links. I've messed up. I left the .com on. I've done it with double slashes, all rushing. I don't think that can be said of my marketing for the last couple of weeks because I've really honed in on that because I don't want to miss a sale. You know,
because I've really
it's work. Writing that half-hour email or, you know, making sure that goes out right is work, and I don't want to give away my work. You know, I
right. And I try to tell everybody the way I do this to make sure I get my links right is and I do it every single time. I come here and I pick up my link from the browser. I type in 30-minute workday. So I make sure this is working. I highlight it and I copy it and I click and I make sure it actually goes there. And I check every single time. Is my information on here before I'll drag it over and put it into my email? Because I don't want to lose sales either. And I'm human. I make mistakes. Even the other day, I sent out an email that was talking about testing, and I said, make sure you do this, make sure you check this, make sure you check this. And I sent it out, and the subject had a typo in it. And I was like, are you kidding me right now?
Yeah, I think that's a big thing to bring up too, that this stuff is going to happen. Like whether you're an expert or just a newbie, is going to happen. Mistakes are going to happen. You just have to suck it up.
Right.
Move forward because, you know, it's going to happen. But I guess the point of this too is just to make sure you do everything within your power to ensure that, you know, you tested everything and ensure that it's working smoothly. And that's just not with just writing your email or whatever. That's from the beginning process of the setup phase to the everyday writing the emails. Because if you, like you said, if you push the button and you have one thing incorrect, say for instance, you have one letter left off of your link and you push the button, all of that money is going to go to waste. And it's definitely not fun. But if you just had spent the time to test it, okay, here's my capture page. Capture page looks good. Let me put in my information to make sure my capture page actually goes to the next page that it's supposed to go to. Okay, so that needs to work. Did I end up on my list? Okay, you need to go to your get response to make sure you end up on your list. Did I get my first email? Like, you want to test everything. Once you get the first email, does the link work? You know, so from the very beginning to the end, you don't want to be, I'm just going to say, you don't want to be lazy. I'm not calling anybody lazy, but you don't want to have a lazy mentality. And you don't want to rush through this because it's going to be here. Like, this system isn't going anywhere. So a lot of people, they'll come. Sometimes I call them like, oh, you already set up. And I'll be like, what? Like, you got experience in this or whatever? But they, you know, they set it up and it may or may not work, right? But you literally have to take your time, test it, reach out to us, you know, if you need help with testing, if you want to just be sure that everything is working correctly. And the good thing about the first part is that you really only have to test it once, right? So once it works, you only have to set it up and test it once. And then you just go on and your daily actions are you pretty much getting traffic and sending email. But then every day, you still want to test your emails because, again, after all that hard work, you don't want things to not work and you have the incorrect link and things like that. I literally make it a rule to test every single email. I even tested, I was running late, but I was like, let me test this email real quick before I send it out to my list. I make a rule and I read it. I read my email that I wrote. And me personally, I have a thing to where if I don't read it, it's going to be some crazy mistake. I know personally I have to proofread all of my stuff. So proofread it, click on every link. It gets old, but once you're done, you know that everything, you know, is good. You might have mistakes here and there, but like that testing is everything.
I proofread everything. And a lot of people say that that I speak good English, but I really don't. So I got to really test a lot of things. I got to read things over and over and over. I got to sound out each sentence to make sure they even make communication sense, because all of those things are important. If your message doesn't come out the way you anticipated it to, you already lose a lot of feeling just because you're in an email. So if your message doesn't read right, that's part of testing, you know. And then the typo that I made was in the you and the your, and I ended up having it just say test you message instead of test your message. And I just didn't even see it. It's just one of those weird ones that you don't see, that's you know. But I wanted to real quick show you, when you come into 30-Minute Workday, you're going to sign up for Get Response, right? This is our automatic system that emails everybody. And then you need to create a list. And I do this every time I order traffic. I create a new list, and I'll call it 30-Minute Workday, and I'll call it like M for MLM, and I'll put the date. So today would be 7/02. So this would be my list for this day's traffic. And then I come up here. I want to just show you how easy this really is. I come up here to email marketing. Now, granted, mine are already set up, so I don't want to go through how to write an email. But if you come here to preload messages, you can take the message from a different stack. So I usually take my latest ones just to make sure everything's running kind of good. I have one here from 6/8. I think I have one from that's close enough to show you. And then I mark them with B's and A's and BN if it's a new capture page. So I have a little bit of a system going on as far as that goes. So let's take 68A here, and you'll see it's got a bunch of emails. Now, most of these are shut off. I was doing longer systems, longer autoresponders, but I've shut everything off to this one, to 4. And then all you have to do is you pick your new list, which is always right at the bottom, and then you copy all the messages over and you save. And this is, now you have your list that's made for today. It's right down here at the bottom. You can come here and go to show autoresponders. Now these you don't really have to test. You probably should check them once in a while. And if you're new at this, obviously do check them because you never know. But I just make sure that the ones that are on are the ones I want to be on. So this is a brand new list. It's all set up, ready to go. Now what you do is you go over to your funnel builder tool. And then so step 1 is creating your list. We've done that. Now we come down here to the bottom. We add a new step. We're making a new page. And I'm going really quick because I just want to show you guys this so that we can see some testing in progress here. You select your main capture page, and I'm going to call it 30-Minute Workday Live 7.2. I might actually call this M for MLM leads, and then I'll save it, and this will pop up here. Now, as you see, your web page is designed and made already. This is what I was saying about just a couple of clicks. Now all you got to do is come here and go to Edit Settings, and then put your username on the end here. Mine is Friends Making Money. Make sure you spelled it right. Make sure your I before E except after C. Select it. Come down here and tag it if you want to tag, and I'll tag it MLM 702. I've done this a few times, as you can tell. I'll take this one out, so we only have one tag here. And then I connect it to GetResponse, just like this. And then I save it. Now this is done. That's it. Your 30-Minute Workday is set up and done.
So basically what just happened was he made a new list. Doesn't matter if you're starting off and you didn't have a list to copy, but he made a new list. And because the autoresponder, is already integrated. If you go through the steps to make sure your GetResponse account or whatever autoresponder you're using is in here, then your list will automatically show up there. You see there was no delay there. As fast as he made that list and came over here, before my screen was even updating that he made some of the changes, the list was there already. So now, like he said, now he can go out to a new lead source and he can now test that traffic source. That if he goes to ML leads, that he said, and direct them to this page, and anybody that makes it on that list, he'll forever know that it was from the traffic source that he bought on 7.2. Here, he'll know his conversion rates on everything. That's pretty powerful. That used to take a lot of coding and figuring out to be able to do anything like that. That's what got us newbies that couldn't figure it out, just to say, well, maybe I'll work on it next weekend. And now it's bam, it's like right there.
Yeah, that is powerful. I love the system. I was going to ask you, Jim, to go over just getting a new link, because I know some people are new. They might try to do what you just did, but you have a different link that they will have to get to drive traffic to for your funnel builder that you just built. The funnel.
Okay. So show them how to get their link. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, just let them know they have to use a different link. I know it might seem, real easy to us, but if you do something like that, if you want to split up your list, you have to definitely send a different link.
Okay. So then, and that's what I do next, right? Right here, there's 2 ways you can see your link. You can do it down here. You can preview your site, make sure it looks good, how it's supposed to look. Or I usually just use this right here. So this will actually open it right up in a browser. And then I just the same thing. I copy this right here. And this is the information you need to send to the traffic source. Right. Now, when you're starting off, I wouldn't try to do this every single time you do it. You can start off and use the basic one that they talk about inside of the system. But I just wanted to show you, it literally took me, a minute to build my web page and my list both, right? Now, the first time, yeah, you're going to have to key in the emails. You're going to have to do a little more work. Your first time probably will take you a few hours, maybe take you a few days even, depending on your skill level.
A few minutes if you watch the videos.
Right? If you watch the videos step by step, get yourself a second monitor, play the videos on one monitor, follow along on the videos on the other monitor. I have 3 monitors here, so I do a lot of that kind of stuff. Follow along at the same exact time so you don't lose any steps.
I remember doing it step by step on one monitor. Go screen to screen, okay, pause it, go over, do just that steps, just setting up the domain name for the page. And short-term memory, having to go back and forth, like, right, with this one monitor. So just, but as you progress, if you have, monitors are cheap now, and having a multiple monitor, you keep seeing, I keep looking off to the side because I can see us on the other monitor. So can this monitor stuff, and
I got one here.
Same thing. It's just, it's something that's easy, but you don't have to have that. It just will make it easier as you're progressing along. And I will debate Jim. If anybody watching this video gets to this point and they want to make another list and you can't remember how this video's down, you contact one of us and we'll make sure you know how to do it. Don't get stuck on it.
Absolutely.
That's what the chat's for. That's what we're for. Because there's been times that Jim has done stuff and I said, how do you do that again? And he'll either throw a video together or even not just Jim, but others. And I've done it too for people. So it's real simple, and we'll slow it down. If you catch it in this next week, if you get inspired and want to make another list, just do what we just said. Just pause the video at 1 hour and 7 minutes, and you'll be able to go right back to it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, did you have something else, Robin?
No, I was just going to piggyback off of him. I was going to say, I was thinking the same thing. That's one thing that I love to do is like have an iPad or something on the side, watch the video, do the steps, pause it and go. Cause I'm not going to be able to watch a video, me personally, and then remember the steps to do it. So that's almost like a guaranteed way to make sure you get everything done correctly and to get everything done, period. So I love that process of just going along with it as you go. Right.
And these steps, you don't have to recreate a new page every time you do ads. You don't have to do that. It's just something that I've done to see, because I like to test new stuff. These leads that we're getting are working really well, so they don't have to be tested near as much as like when I did the easy traffic for you. I set up a new page. I tested it. I got a bunch of signups. So many, I was like, man, this traffic is hot. And I was like, I am so excited. I started telling my friends, and then I was like, stop. They're not actually live. They're not clicking on the links. So none of the others, because I tracked everything, I knew exactly what I should be getting because I'm using the same emails. I'm using the same capture pages. I'm using exactly the same stuff for each traffic source. So it's really simple to see, well, this traffic source isn't working. I don't want to get into calling too many traffic sources out because I could call most of them out that they don't work. If they're 59 cents or less, they probably don't work. So just keep that in mind. If the traffic source you're looking at says you can buy as little as 25 leads at 59 cents each, run. And if they're cheaper than that, they don't work.
Yeah, I want to ask Greg here. So Greg, this is your first time on our live. How we went over a lot of stuff here. Where are you at in the process?
Right now, I've got everything set up. I've set up some.
Oh, are you muted?
It was coming through. The sound was coming through, like faded away.
Oh no! Hello.
Yep,
Really
we hear you now.
I have everything set up. I've been sending out some lists. I started early, about a week and a half ago, I guess, and it's really where I'm at. I've got about, a lot of people signed up,
So signups are good.
So you got your
Yeah,
capture page.
yeah, I've had a lot of people sign up. It's, and the list we're using through the system, that's, and it's still going. The one I sent this week, actually, Monday, it's still going. I'm getting signups, but yeah,
Okay.
it's good.
All
That's
right,
good
so
traffic.
that your page is working and
Yeah. Oh, yeah. As far as testing, I wanted to mention too. You're all right, exactly right about that, because like one of the first mistakes I made was setting up the funnel builder, and then I didn't set the get response settings right, and then I sent out the list. Well, I was on the group saying, why am I, get response? I'm not seeing, I'm getting sign up, but I'm not, the happy dance thing, right? But I'm not getting anything in my get response. And I went back to the whole system, building the funnel builder settings, and I didn't have it set up right. So, you got to test. Absolutely.
Test. And that's the next step I'm going to show you. And I do this every time. I mean, every time. As soon as I'm done setting it up, even as confident as I am at setting it up, I still come in here and I still put in my name and I still put in my email. And I click through. And at this point, I make sure. Did it go through? Did it go through with exactly my user ID on it? I typed it in, which I don't even usually type it in. I usually paste it in, but this time I typed it in. But I checked my I before E, made sure that was good, and it came up this way. Now I just got an email. I heard it bling. So you can see it right there. My email came to me. Now I can check it, make sure that my links look good. I do this every time. I click on my link, make sure it's good. Okay, did it come up with my username? It did. Now I go to get response. Is this tedious? It's a little tiny bit tedious, but it's worth the money. This is how you make your money. Now I scroll down to the bottom. Did I get one user on there? I did. Let me go in here, show my contacts. It should be me, should be working right. Okay, has my tag. And now when I move somebody that has this tag on it, it will stay. So like Louie was saying, I'll know exactly when they signed up and how they signed up, So this is how I keep track of, is this traffic source working? And that's really, so that's tested everything to make sure your links are working. I didn't have to go ahead, Louie.
I'm sorry. I was just going to crack a joke. You need to slow down. I'm building up a sweat just watching you. You're working so hard.
It's a lot of information. It's stuff I do.
No. I'm just saying, as you said, it seems tedious, but in reality, after you've done this just a couple of times, it goes as fast as this. You just memorize the steps and you're going to go through, you'll pick up on it just like that. The moment you know that you've messed up and you've bought traffic and it's not coming through, you won't make that mistake again. You shouldn't, but what we're trying to do for our watchers and people is to prevent them from that mistake happening, because it's already, it's hard enough. I'm going to look forward to when Greg comes on and lets us know that, woohoo, that he made a sale and he's having a hot diggity dog moment. Those are great. Those are awesome.
I think it was about a week, maybe 10 days ago, that Greg was like, no, it's not, they're not going on my get response. And I was like, Greg, if they're not on get response, something is broke. You got to go check it out. Something is broke.
The good thing with that, it sounds like with Greg, that he was still able to go to the CRM to catch those folks, right? They were in the back office.
He probably doesn't know that, but let me show him real quick, because some people don't know that.
Right. You could manually put those folks in your get response. We
may have talked about that. We may not have.
Yeah, I did end up doing that manually.
Okay.
I think about 10, it was only 10 people that I caught it as it was starting, the list, and I caught it.
Cool.
Yeah. I went right to the group and said, what's going on here?
Yeah. Don't always depend on that. Like I'm talking to everybody else. But I mean, luckily that is there in cases where your capture page isn't connected to your get response correctly.
And what she's talking about is our system has a separate contact manager here. So you can come in here and find those people that have opted in through this system like this. So you can actually come in here and copy them in. Make sure you use an incognito window so that you hide your IP address so that you don't get too many people going in this way, because Get Response doesn't really like that. Because
it sounds like another video, another live.
we need another live just on that.
Yeah.
Well, because like you see all these that are from Jim Rohn Quotes, and then these that are from WAHBB, these I manually enter from my groups. And so I got to go to an incognito window so that they don't detect that I'm adding them myself, because it's kind of against the industry to add them yourself. So anyways, I think we've beat testing to death. I think we've covered consistency. We're here every single Thursday night. The button below this video will get you signed up or help you to log in. Either way you need to go. Greg, Louie, and Robin will all get credit if you've been sent here from their list or Danette's list, or let me see if anybody's made any comments. And remember, we can use this all week. This same video is up here until next Thursday night. So if you guys want to use it, if anybody that's watching wants to use it, all you got to do is, let me share my screen again. All you have to do is use this domain to this point, and then put in your user ID right here, and this button will change to be your button. So you'll get credit for anybody that comes through. Like you can see where my Friends Making Money is there. When I click through there, this goes right to the free tour. So you can get signups this way. If you're here and you're already signed up, you can come right up here to the member login, and that will log you into your own system. So doesn't matter whose list you're on, who sent you here, they'll get credit for you coming here. If you want, there's, like Louis said, there's some testimonials down here you can check out. Louis here, Louis' son is here. That's an awesome video Louis' son did. Me and Christy are here. I don't think Robin, why haven't you sent in a video?
Am I still on? My mic's still on?
Yeah, you're on.
Okay, cool. I saw some comments about people submitting a video. So I guess I came in on the tail end of that, and I didn't ask where we submit them at. So I never submitted anything. Gotcha.
All right. So anybody need to add anything? Louis, you need to go to bed?
Bedtime.
4 o'clock comes early.
Right? No, I know. 8 o'clock does too. The dog will be right in my face, scratching like, hey, dad, let's go walking. Time to walk. Greg, I hope you had a good time. Hope you see it. It's really lax. And this, I mean, this has helped all of us do videos. My videos, I think, have really gotten a lot better. Robin's great on video. I don't know if she gets that from here or if she's done a lot of videos before or what, but this takes away that fear, you know. You're already a talker. You've done talking shows, so you know how to talk. So I think
a lot of it, Jim, is just you know, like I knew I had to get out and do some, you know, more social media, YouTube, and that eventually, right? And I think you get a build up in your mind if somebody's never done it before. Think, oh, I don't. What am I going to say? What am I going to do? You know. But honestly, once you do it, you know, it's for me, and at least for me anyway, it's really not. It's not that hard. You just be yourself, you know.
Right.
You know, like everybody here, you know. It's I don't know.
Well, and I've resisted video for a long time because I've never really felt like it was important. But the more and more I learn is, even though Louis can sign people up and get upgrades without ever talking to them, sometimes you do need people to see your face. You need them to see who you are. Like Robin says a lot, you need them to know you're a human behind this. You're not just a computer program that's capturing your email, you know.
I firmly believe that that's the next step. I mean, it's a progression, right? And if you ask Michael, I've been saying I'm going to do videos for a long time. My testimonial video was really the first one out there that I've done. And I know that I need to do them, and I have no problem in front of video. I don't know what, it's kind of that same thing when I got started with the HPA. It just took me a little while, but I'm going to give you all fair. I'm going to give you all fair warning. You said the best. That when I do get videos going, yes, that's I know that's my rocket point. And so don't be afraid of videos. I mean,
I got to interrupt you, Louis. You got a fan. They love Louis. They love watching you on a video. I forgot to tell you about that. They was like, oh my gosh, I just love Louis. I love hearing him talk. I was like, that's amazing.
oh, what, Louis?
All right, guys. Well, I hope everybody got something from this. And that's a lot of why we do it. We all get something from it, I think, you know. So we'll be here next Thursday night. You guys are welcome to use the video in the meantime. And I'm going to shut off the live. So everybody have a good night. Hang on, guys. And